Morning. I don't know whether I am live. It says I'm live. I'm on StreamYard, which I've never used, and Carol was going to be joining me, and I thought I had invited her, so let me try again. Let me see. Chat. Post a comment. Live viewer comment show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on comment to show it on the screen. Okay, I think we have screwed. Send this to Messenger. Enter friend. Carol. Send. What am I doing wrong? Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Brenda. And Brenda. Oh, there's two Brendas. And Miss Kristen, thank you for being here. I'm not sure what I've done wrong, but Carol was supposed to join me, and I must not be sending her the message correctly. So I'm kind of trying to figure that out. We did a test run yesterday, and we had figured it out, and she was going to join me this morning. So, hi, Ruth. Good to see you. I'm trying to get Carol to join me. I sent her a link, and I'm going to try messaging her over on my iPad and see what I'm sure I'm doing something wrong because I'm not familiar with SteamYard. I keep on calling it SteamYard. It's not SteamYard. It's StreamYard. So, well, I hope everyone is doing well on this Sunday morning. It is. Oh, she just said she'd be there in a bit. Okay. All right. So I guess I did. She's got the link. Okay. That's good. Good to know. I've already sent her 3 links. She probably thinks I'm nuts, but we're good. Yeah. Carol was talking about, she didn't know what to sew on her scroll, and she looked out her window and she did her tree. And then I said, oh, I could look out my window and I could do my tree. And my tree is considerably different than her tree because I live in Florida and my tree is a palm tree. And so I thought I would attempt to get my February block ready, finish up a couple of things for January, and then maybe attempt to do the palm tree. And then there was a couple of other things I wanted to attempt to do. But I wanted to, since Ruth is here, Ruth sent me this lovely, hi, Judy. Hi, good to see you. Ruth sent me this lovely heart, and I added it, and I got it in January. So I added it to my January scroll. And so here's a lovely heart from Ruth. And my printing of, signatures is not too good, but I know it says heart by Ruth. So I stitched that on. And some of you are not familiar. I drink tea sometimes. I have a little red teapot, so I added that. And I did hi, Vanessa, good morning. And I did a little sunrise. And one of my favorite cars was a 68 Volkswagen Bug, and it was red. So that's my 68 VW. And a little heart. And then I have a problem with, especially this time of year, as soon as you open a door, there's always a lizard waiting to come running in because as soon as it gets cold, the lizards want to come in. Hi, Clint. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. And so I did a free little lizard and a mushroom. And then I live on the 18th hole of a golf course, and a golfer broke my window. So this is supposed to be the golf ball breaking the window, which I'm still waiting to be repaired. So that's pretty much January. The only other thing I wanted to add to this, and I wasn't sure how to do it, is, well, I have this little kitten. I don't know that I'll add that. Is I finished my caged fish January scavenger hunt. I don't know whether you're familiar with Carla Caged Fish. She had a scavenger hunt just for January. And I had made a little fish stamp. And I had a bird cage die cut. And I wanted to sew this on here to represent that I had finished my caged fish scavenger hunt. And I was talking to Carol about what would be the best way to do that. And you can sew paper. And so I'm just going to kind of give that a dab of glue and just try to stitch that on there. Just so I can say, oh, look, I did finish the caged fish. Be there in a bit. Okay. All right. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it, Carol. So how is everybody today? I know it's early, and I'm not necessarily a morning person, but I am up and presentable. I mean, if I turned the camera around, I wouldn't scare you. I have clothes on, and my hair is combed, and I don't think I have any spinach in my teeth. But anyway, I'm presentable, and but it's an early morning. And hey JL, how are you? I know I am going to do a little bit of stitching. I'm going to do my caged fish, and then I received some materials. We did those patch things, and I have those to. Becky sent this gorgeous patch, and that we did this together. We painted the material. It was kind of like a prompt material thing. Hi, Devin. Good morning. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. This is wonderful. And Becky not only packages this, I mean, this is, but she also included a heart template. So if I wanted to cut that into a heart and sew it on as a heart rather than a square, she's giving all of us the option. I just sent everybody a square, and they're all going to look familiar because we all had the same prompts, which I thought was interesting. But so I might be working on that. So let me just do this real quick. Well, there's nothing real quick about this. That's why it's called slow stitching. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. Very tired. Yeah, I bet. It's very early. And so there's good reason to be tired when it's this early. Well, you think about it. If you get up early, you get a lot more out of the day. You get to you have more hours, or you go to bed earlier. Anybody catch Rosemary with her surprise guest last night? Shannon Green was there, and it was so fun just to hear Shannon's voice and see her, out and about, so to speak. That was great. It was a lot of fun. I think everybody guessed it was going to be Shannon Green, and then some people already knew, but it was fun. They did they did some jelly plating and such. I liked to jelly plate, but it's just getting set up. And once you get set up, and you get rolling, then it's fine. It's getting all the stuff out. Hi, Jens. Well, I'm new to this channel too, Jens. No, this is the first time I've ever done StreamYard, so welcome. I'm a newbie too, but many of the people in the room here are not newbies. They've been around the internets, as I call it, so I'm sure they will welcome you and say hi, because this is a very friendly group. And many of us have started slow stitching versus fast stitching. And I guess fast stitching is when you stitch on a sewing machine. I'm assuming that would be the right terminology. And this is I guess it was something that I learned about from Carol, Magical Touch, who will be joining us. And she called it a calendar scroll. So she just took some material and started sewing things onto, a chunk of material that happened, little things, big things that happen throughout the year. And so I'm finishing up my January scroll. And I am attempting to sew piece of paper onto the scroll, which I think is going to be fine. It's not like I'm going to stick this in the washing machine, it's just going to be rolled up. Well, that's working out pretty good. And yeah, when I made this fish stamp, at that time, Carla Cage Fish was streaming on a regular basis, and she liked my fish, so I made her one as best I could. This is carved out of that fun foam and then glued on a piece of cardboard. So I make a lot of stamps that way. So if you're ever in a jam and you need a stamp for something real quick and you have some of that fun foam, cut it out. You can draw on it with a pen like a ballpoint pen. You can make an impression and you're good to go. So, hi, Aunt Bex. Good morning to you. Good to see you. I was watching Carol yesterday morning, but I was at my friend's house in Cape Canaveral. And then we had breakfast, and then I was kind of watching you as I drove home, which was not really a wise thing to do, but I was just kind of watching out of the corner of my eyes as I drove home. And so I missed some of it. Hi, Lori. Good morning. So great to see you all here. This is awesome. Super duper. I don't know. Okay, I'm just looking at the chat in StreamYard is different than the chat in YouTube. So this is oh, okay. Oh, I see you there. Okay, I got you, Carol. Yay. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning. Nothing like having computer issues.
No, that's quite all right. I thought I had done something wrong, and I probably sent you, 3 or 4 invites?
Oh, that's all right. I couldn't get the camera to go on. I had to reboot the whole computer and fix
what a bother.
everything.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Good morning, Lori and Devin and Brenda and everybody.
Yeah. I'm just sewing on my fish. And it's paper, but it's working. It's not like I'm going to wash this, as I said, so. And then I'll sew on the caged fish. And then I was talking about we were going to be sewing what we see outside our. Oh, no. That's awful, Aunt Bex. Gosh. if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all. Aw, she must have been terrified. So how long was she gone for a long? I mean, I'm sure she probably didn't go far. She was probably terrified. Good morning, Linda. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Poor thing. If people don't know, Becky's dog Bernadette is blind. So this is not just any old dog running off. This is a dog that can't see. Oh, can't imagine how scared she was. And they just started tearing the fence down. That's awful. People sometimes are just so inconsiderate, you know? So Carol, you're going to be doing is that the challenge?
The Roxy's Creations. Yeah, this is what I started yesterday when I did my thought process at the end of my stream.
Yeah.
And then I got everything basted down. And then I took some gold paint because it had to be a neutral. So I kind of, everything with the gold paint, it brought everything together.
Okay. All right.
So with creams and golds and grays is my neutrals.
Okay.
And then all the flowers will be a bunch of different colors. So the flowers will stand out amongst all the gold.
That'll be so pretty. And you're just going to, I'm assuming you're going to just, are you going to freeform the flowers, or are they going to be specific types of flowers? Or are you just going to do?
This one's going to be a sunflower. And that's
okay. Oh, I thought
have the 3D petals coming out. It'll fill this whole area.
Are you going to stuff the petals with something to make them 3D?
No, they're going to be woven petals.
Okay. All right. That's going to be quite the challenge. Well, not for you.
Well, I've done them before, so.
Yeah, right. I'm going to say it's just it's going to look gorgeous. Gorgeous.
And then I'll have my sheep, and he'll be all French knots. And then the little sheep flowers, they'll be French knots to match. So it'll have the 3 colors going.
I've gotten pretty good at French knots. That's the one stitch that I'm pretty comfortable with. And then the other one, the pistol. It's like the French knot with the stem. You showed us that one, what, a couple of weeks ago?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that knot. I like that stitch. And I'm going to just...
That stitch is pretty versatile. You can make all kinds of things with that one.
Yeah. Well, I ended up making little flowers, and then you could just add a couple of leaves on either side of the knot and the stem, and you got something that somewhat resembles a plant, right? Someone else came. Oh, hi, Nashua. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Becky. And Allison.
I didn't see. Oh, hi, Allison. Now, this is something that we talked about, and then I messaged Carol yesterday afternoon. She was kind enough to join me.
I was cleaning yesterday.
Oh.
I had to clean up my mess.
Oh, well, you know what I did with my mess? And I put it in a big pile, and I carried it into the other room. So, out of sight. So it looks like I cleaned up, but it's waiting for me in the other room. And so there's a big pile of, there's a big mess. I keep on threatening myself that I'm going to get organized. The best laid plans of mice and men, or something like that. And I don't know. I think the mice are winning. So all of you Canadians still freezing?
Yes. It's pretty windy out there today, actually. The
Oh,
wind, the
that's,
wind is cold.
oh gosh, that makes it even worse. The old wind chill, right?
Yeah.
I never understood how they figured. I'm sure there's a formula for the wind chill. The wind's so much such, and then they, knock off so many degrees off the actual temperature. But, oh, Becky's always making good stuff. It's either loaded oatmeal or biscuits, country ham, eggs, cheese biscuits. Oh wow,
Yummy.
yeah. I wish we could just kind of show up, huh?
I had an egg and cheese on a bagel this morning, toasted bagel.
Oh wow. Well, I didn't even I was running around trying to get some breakfast. It's sitting right here next to me. It's not very exciting. It's some cream cheese on stale bread with some marmalade and some iced coffee. And that's as far as I got. And it's sitting here staring me in the face. But I don't feel deprived because it doesn't look that appetizing. But
Oh,
all right. All right. Put the bird cage on, and then I'm gonna use a new piece of material for my for my February. I was looking at my palm tree. Those are, the palm trees are gonna be interesting to stitch. I'm trying to figure out because they've got like little boxes. It's like a little square, and it's like lattice. I don't know whether I can draw it or not, but if the base of the tree kind of goes like, you have like something like this, and then you have something like this, and then like this, and then kind of like that, and it kind of, I didn't draw that very, come on, Ann, get your act together. They're like little blocks, and they're kind of staggered.
Devin wants to know if you'll show her what you have done for January.
Oh, okay, sure. I don't have a whole lot done, but yeah, okay. This is Ruth Lamb sent me this heart in January. So this is the biggie.
If you want to make yourself bigger so they can see it.
Oh, okay. I just click on me?
I think so. Down in the bottom, there should be something that shows one picture bigger than the other.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Is that it? Oh, okay. All right. So I didn't do this. This is Ruth Lambs who sent this heart to me. And this is my caged fish because I finished my caged fish scavenger hunt journal. So I'm finishing that. It's paper, but I'm just going to stick that on there. I drink tea, and I have a little red teapot, so I added a teapot. This is a sunrise, which was part of a Janet Nash prompt. And as everyone's probably tired, I had a golfer. I live on the 18th hole of a golf course, and the golfer broke my window. So this is supposed to be the golf ball breaking my window. And in Florida, we have a lot of lizards, and this time of year, they're literally waiting by the door. So if you don't open the door very carefully or kick the bottom of the door to scatter the lizards, they're right there and they scurry in the house. And then my cat is on lizard watch. So Lily, my cat, is on lizard watch. And then we were talking about favorite cars once, and it came up that my 68 red VW was one of my favorite cars, and we were doing hearts. So that's what I've got for January. and this is my first month. And as you know, Carol has told us, and if you see Carol's, it's just any little thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be a little thing, and you can draw it. You can applique it. This is I tried to stitch the teapot, and it was just too. I was going to satin stitch it, but it was too small for me. So I just drew a teapot on a piece of red material and then just stitched it on. But this one, the lizard, I actually did. I did the satin stitch, you know, and that was came out fairly well. But and this is a tea cloth. I've got a whole bunch of them. So that's it. So thank you, Devin, for asking. So that's where I'm at. And it's one of those things that once you understand the concept of just you can stitch down anything. I think she's got the, oh, hi, Mary. Good morning. Good to see you.
Shush.
Here come the rumbles. They are so talking. Let's go back. Yeah, they're so chatty. And I know they are right next to you, aren't they, Carol? Oh, okay. She had to mute. Oh, wow. 73 for 20 years. Fun car. Yep. Yeah. I loved mine.
Yes, she was right next to me.
Yeah. Well, I love it when the table shakes because I know that they're right there. I'm sure you don't, but I think it's fun.
Well, this is just a small table. This time I'm sitting back. I have chat up on my phone and on the computer, but it's easier to read right next to me. Next in front of my couch, so they can sit next to me now.
That's good.
And hopefully they won't be as vocal.
They are, yeah,
they're mouthy.
Yep. And you read them, you know exactly what they want.
Oh yeah, Loka, she's pretty good. If I say, "Are you hungry?" she'll go out to the fridge. Or certain times you can tell by her voice if she says out or door.
Oh, really?
You can actually hear her saying almost the word. So you kind of know what she wants.
That's funny. Well, my cat Lily's very vocal, but not like a dog. I mean, not that loud, but she does a lot of, mumbling. I don't know. And she walks around and kind of makes noises. Mary Lou, good morning to you.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Vanessa. Now, let's get this little thingy started. It's been a while since I've woven a peacock, so
yeah,
let's see how it goes. Got my book at the ready too. Which way,
Mary Lou, how are things in Rhode Island? We're all from all over. You got Rhode Island in the house. A whole bunch of Canadians. Well, I watched my son, my grandson play hockey, but they had Wi-Fi issues at the rink, so I didn't get to see the whole game. But they lost. I got that much from my son. But he wasn't using his, I don't have to ask him. Your first cup of coffee. Oh, it's 10 degrees. That's cold. Well, it is February. February is always that month that never seems to end, even though it's the shortest month.
Mm.
It's the dreariest. When I lived up in New York, it would be dark by 4:30. You know. But here in Florida, it doesn't get dark until almost, it's light until almost 6 o'clock. Yeah, I don't know whether this is going to work, but I'll just be very gentle with it. I might have to figure out. I wonder if no, I couldn't. I thought maybe if I printed these out, well, I can't print them out. I'll just leave it the way it is. I'm talking to myself, folks. I'm sorry. Just
You're
shadowing.
talking to everybody. We all hear you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking out loud, thinking this is not. I was thinking I could make those into stickers or glue them down and then just stitch around them, but I'm just going to do this for now. It's there. Well, you know, I think you suggested it, and I might take it out and try that, is glue and sew it on a tea bag and then sew the tea bag
Oh,
onto
that would be cute.
Yeah, I thought I could do that. I'll come back and do that. I have a tea bag. And then the tea bag, it would be behind the, yeah. I could do that. I'm not going to take it apart now. I think it's not going anywhere. You know, it's not like someone's going to play with it. Well, I'm just going to finish this off. I'm excited about trying February. Let's go here. Let's see if we could do this. Oh, I wonder if I could pull a stitch here. Oh, that might work. Sneak a stitch up here. And I'm going to use, Carol and I were talking about, I don't really have a whole lot of materials. I mean, cloth that is a solid. So we decided that I could take some of that printed material that I have and just do it on the other side. And because I bought, what do they call them? Fat squares when they're, what are they, 12
Fat
by
quarters?
Is that what that's called? A fat quarter? Yeah, I got a stack of them from Amazon, and they're nothing to get. It's not the best.
Hi,
But I
Deb.
just was looking for some material. So
Deb's there.
Deb's here?
Yep.
Hi, Deb. Good morning. Didn't expect to see you but great to see you.
I should have pulled the cheesecloth up before I started weaving this. I may have to take it out.
I'm going to make you big.
Oh, I've zoomed in, so.
Oh, okay.
Relax, Luna.
Okay. So that's cheesecloth that you're.
This stuff here is dyed cheesecloth, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I should have moved it up before I started my pedal because it seems to be having a problem.
So you're weaving the thread into the cheesecloth.
No, I'm weaving over 3 strands of floss. The cheesecloth is in my way.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay. All right. Somehow I thought you were going to weave.
I wove 3 strands of embroidery floss over this pin.
Oh, I see it.
And
Oh,
now
wow.
I'm going over those over and under those 3 strands to create a petal. And my
Oh my
cheesecloth
gosh.
is getting stuck in the process.
Oh, wow. And the cheesecloth is in the way. Gotcha now. All right. Understood. Understood. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
So I may have to just cut this one out,
Oh,
which is all right. It doesn't take long once you get the hang of it. I said it's been a while since I've done one, and I'm going to do a double row all the way around that circle and
okay.
then
All
put
right.
French knots in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be stunning. That's the other thing I want to add to my February thing is I want to do some of those stitches out of that new stitch book that I bought that I enabled Mary Lou to buy.
Oh yeah, I have that book too.
Yeah, I like the illustrations, and it's easier to follow.
Now let's see if I can pull it up out of the cheesecloth. Oh, I can! Yay! I don't have to rip it out.
Deb Farrell was ripping something out the other day. She was embroidering T-shirts, and I guess the T-shirt went in the machine, got a little crooked in the machine. If I'm remembering this, hi Dixie, good morning to you. And the T-shirt went in a little crooked, so all of the I guess the embroidery was a kilter, and
Oh,
she had to rip that all out. And we did these in February, I think. So I think these go in February. Yeah, but I know we did those in February. Okay. So this is going to be, and I'll cut this, but not today. And then I'm going to go on to my next. So this is neat. You get to add. I know, I'm too all excited. New material. I am. And this is what I get.
move this out of the way.
So they call this ticking. Is that right? The stuff that they make pillows out of, I think.
Yes.
And I'm going to use the almost white side. So that should be fine. And I'm going to have to hem it, so I'll leave a little. I'll hem that, so I'll cut it here. This is very precise measuring. Yep. I feel sorry for the folks that are here. This is literally, I like watching paint dry, but that's okay. I can tell you about my plan. And nothing is new. I think we were talking about that if you go back and you can find videos that are 6, 7 years old, and people are doing stuff that we're doing now, and everyone's like, oh yeah.
And a lot of this was done even before there were videos.
Oh yeah, slow stitching,
Yes.
embroidery.
Yes.
I mean, that goes back not quite to the caveman. However, I took a course in human anthropology, and the guy that was teaching he was a professor in Tel Aviv. It was on virtual. It was a video course, right, online. And he was talking about one of the reasons why the humans survived is because they invented the needle, meaning that they had the capability of sewing clothing that could keep them warm so they didn't freeze to death. And it was that ability to invent the needle. Obviously, fire had to be able to sew clothes. Now, I don't know whether they sewed any designs in their, leather, but so sewing's been around a long time, and the needle has been around a long time. I love the sound of my fabric scissors when they cut fabric. It sounds so cool. These are the ones you buy and you put in a special place so you don't dare touch them for anything other than fabric.
Okay, I think they're calmed down for a bit.
Yeah, I know you're going. All of a sudden, it's quiet, and
Yeah.
well, that's great though. Think about it. You can just hit the mute button.
Yeah, I know, but that's the one nice thing when you're streaming with somebody else is they can entertain everybody while you're
That's right. Well, you're
keeping
entertaining the
everybody
dogs. Yeah,
quiet.
yeah, exactly. Uh-huh. See, this is I go like because I don't have any.
Hi, Mary.
I don't have any pins. I'm just gonna do a quick
Oops.
baste, and then. But these folks are very lucky because they're watching me, who has no idea what I'm doing. So you're watching the two extremes. So you can see the good, the bad, and the ugly of
Oh, you're
slow
not doing
stitching.
bad at all.
I'm getting better, I'm getting like everything else.
And you did really good getting all set up for your stream.
Yeah, I did, and thank you.
Well, now I'm the one who had the problem.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm curious for the you folks that are watching. How did you know that we were live? I mean, I know I said I was going to be live. Did you just go to my YouTube channel and it automatically became live? Because I don't even know how that ended.
I seen your notification for upcoming.
Okay.
I did see that yesterday when you did it.
Oh, okay. All right. So that all works.
So how did everybody else get in here? Let us know. Where did you see her? I know I advertised a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just curious as to. I mentioned it too in a couple of places, but I wasn't sure I had done it correctly. Let's see. Well, yeah, I agree with you. Fire. Yeah.
Ah,
Fire
Jen,
is the
thanks.
biggest thing.
From Heather's group. I posted in Heather's group.
Okay.
Linda saw us on the notification and Facebook, so that's good.
Okay. All righty. That's good.
Angela also the notification. So your notification worked very well.
The StreamYard notification.
Yep.
Okay. That's great to know.
It's a lot easier, isn't it?
Well, because every time I've tried to schedule a YouTube for a later date and time. Okay. Thank you, Nashua. Okay. All right. So Allison saw the notification, went to Ann's and clicked the link to be told you were. Okay. All righty. Oh, okay. All righty. Okay. That's good. Because in the past, whenever I tried to use the YouTube, it never seems to work. And this is so much easier. Well, it's good that YouTube has some competition. Competition is a good thing. So
I like using the StreamYards. It's so much simpler to go through. Plus, you get other options.
Yeah.
Whoa, knock it off.
Knock it off. You tell them. I think it's hysterical that you have a special word in your vocabulary that calms them down. Oh, I think if it gets, Carol says the word, not vocabulary, geez. She says the word vacuum and they calm down because they're terrified of the vacuum.
No,
Hi, Janet Nash.
not afraid of the vacuum. They just know when I get the vacuum, they go in the bedroom and sit there until I'm done.
Oh,
And
really?
it just so happened that now when I say it, she automatically shuts up.
That's funny. That's so funny. Janet Nash has joined us.
Hi, Janet.
This is great.
This one's doing much better. This pedal.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming when you're all done, then you just pull the needle out and it's left.
Yep. Then I move on to the next one.
And the weave is done. That is so neat. Well, you know what? Oh, well. I should have done this in a different color, but I can always go back and put color thread in. I'm just using white thread right now to get it done, but I could go back and do a fancy.
There's my second pedal.
Oh, wow.
I'm using a variegated thread, so all the petals are going to be different colors going all the way around.
Oh.
So it'll be oranges, yellows. Hey, knock it off. It's all over a cookie.
Now, what kind of cookies do you give them?
Oh, they have milk bone cookies, and sometimes I make them liver and chicken cookies.
Ooh, yum. I figured you might make their cookies.
Most of the time I make their cookies.
Yeah.
They get a mix of chicken and sweet potato or liver and sweet potato and chicken mix.
So what do you do? You kind of chop that all up or puree it and then add something to bind it?
No, I don't. I dehydrate it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I cook it all, and I sometimes add peas and sweet potatoes to the chicken or liver. And I just put little dollops on that are only like about a 1/4 inch thick.
Oh, wow.
On my dehydrator, and I just leave it go until it's dry.
Oh, cool. So it's like a jerky.
Yeah, crunchy cookie.
Crunchy cookie. I bet you that's a lot cheaper and what's so much better for them too.
Yes, it's healthier. Judy, that's right. Carol's been making Luna's cookies for years. She turned 8 yesterday.
Oh.
Enough. She's just sitting by him. Grumpy butt.
And that's what 7 times. It's 7 years, right? Or dog year or 7 years.
Yep.
She's old.
Yes, her temperament shows it too.
She's menopausal and grumpy.
Yes, she is. Hey, enough.
So that would make her 50. So 8 times 7. Yeah, 56. I don't know whether they have cat ears. Someone told me it was 6 years, but I don't know whether that's true or not, whether there's a formula for cat ears. My Lily is 8.
Yeah, Judy, I know you for at least 9-10 years because I think I've been around the streams before I started streaming. And then I got Luna. It's been a while. The time has flown. It has really flown.
And for me, you're totally new, as I am too.
I had a channel before and I
Yeah.
deleted it all.
Uh-huh.
And then I restarted all back up.
Uh-huh. Well, that's what Lena did. Lena from Denmark, Miss Lennox.
Yep. Hey.
That's what I want. I wanted. I
Dixie,
have to
they
go
get
in.
grumpy with each other, yes and yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do something. I'll do something fancy there when later on. I'll do maybe a nice split stitch or something there. But for now, I'm just hemming it, hemming and hawing. No, not whoring. That's not good. Oh, here. Hemming, hemming. Okay. And those dogs, they're not related though, are they? They're not.
No, no.
Yeah.
Luna, we found out in a field and she was really, really sick and she was only like 5 weeks old.
Yeah.
And there was a wolf chasing her.
Oh God.
So she was wild by nature, I think.
Okay. All
And
right.
she's kept it.
Okay. All right. Well, you have to wonder what her story is, how she ended up
Out in
alone,
the middle of a field being chased. Yeah.
and what happened to the mom and the rest of the litter,
Don't
and
know. But the other two that we have came from one of the kids. They couldn't take care of them, so we ended up
mm-hmm,
adopting them.
mm-hmm. Well, I would think that particular breed, you've got to have some room for them to run and
Oh, they run. We were out on a farm.
yeah.
The husky has to be leashed though, but we just put her out on a long lead that's
Uh-huh.
attached to the ground and she can run around in circles to her heart's content.
That's good.
I don't have a fenced in yard, so
Oh, okay.
I'm surrounded by fields.
Oh, all right. Well, that's nice. Now, these farms are they working farms?
Yes,
What are they growing?
everything.
Oh,
Last time was pumpkins.
oh wow.
Before that was sweet corn.
Oh, wow.
There, I
Now,
got 3 petals done. Yay. They're getting better as I go. It's a
yep.
good thing I'm doing a second round because
Look how
it'll
beautiful
hide the imperfections of the first petals.
look how beautiful that weave looks though. That is amazing. Yeah, that's like
And this happens when you don't get it tight enough up in the next to the needle. You get a
yeah.
little loop. But like I said, this is going to be tacked down and have French knots around it. So you're not going to see the bottoms, but you will see the second row of petals.
Well,
Hi,
that looks like
Janice.
it's very complicated. I know you're going to say it's not.
Oh, that's a good idea, Becky.
Yeah.
Cooking in advance.
Mm-hmm.
We'll all be there. We'll be ready for all your yummy goodies that you're going to be
Yeah.
cooking.
Yeah. So,
And it does make it easier when you have to take care of someone that you just have to heat up and
right.
So we could fill your table really quickly.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, I'm tired of doing petals.
Oh, come on. I'm tired of. I'm ready to
Do
move on
something
to. Yeah.
different.
No, I know. I was going to do
Excuse me.
the palm tree, but I'm going to have to give that some. I don't know how I'm gonna. It's going to be little blocks, and they're it's gray, and then of course it's dark where they intersect. And I should really go out and take a picture of that tree, and then have that as a. And I didn't this morning, and honestly, I didn't because I knew if I opened the back door, there would be lizards in the house.
And you're not in frame, can't see your work.
Oh, there I am. Sorry.
Thank you, Dixie. Thank you, Becky.
Thank you. Just kind of
Excuse me.
drifting away here.
This is the
Slowly.
book I'm using to learn my 3-dimensional embroidery
Oh,
stitch.
wow. That's just 3-dimensional stitching.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I reference this every time I want to do some texture. So this that I'm doing, all of the designs will come out of this book.
Oh, my. Look at that. That is gorgeous. That is so cool. Look at all. I didn't realize they were. I mean, I guess the only 3-dimensional stitch that I'm aware of is the French knot.
Well, this has quite a bit of really cool designs in there, 3-dimensional leaves and flowers and stems. But it's a
Wow.
pretty cool book.
That's amazing.
It's how I did my one tree. It showed how to do the bark, not this past tree, but on my previous scroll.
Yeah. The tree that you did, that the one you were showing yesterday,
That was my own little
your own little.
whatever I wanted to do onto it, I did.
Didn't you have a split stitch in there somewhere? I think
That was the split stitch, and I also used the stem stitch.
the stem stitch. Yes, the stitch is kind of wraps around.
Yeah, it almost looks like a candy cane when you're doing it.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I can do that stitch. I know that stitch, and I can do the split stitch and the back stitch, and so far the satin stitch. Because I used to buy those crewel kits, and do the crewel work.
I'm still here. I'm just not sitting at the desk.
Okay.
It's time for a change of pace.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone would be happy. I'm going to switch to making a little bit of a mess. I'm going to finish making my
There is another setting, another one where you go landscape. I don't know if that one would be easier.
let's see. Let's see. Oh, I see that. Oh, right here. Let's try that.
It gives a wider picture for your.
Yeah, I see it. That's all right. We'll try that for a while. Oh, hi. I said hi, Nettie. Nettie's singing. Okay. Whoops. What are you singing, Nettie? Okay.
Becky, that it does help when you work small and then build to a bigger piece. It's just like with these ones, you could take these squares because they're 7.5 by 8, and if you wanted to, you could turn them into a quilt after, or a wall hanging. So working small and doing little things, it makes it go faster. I think it makes it go faster. It may not be faster, but
Well, I think it's less intimidating. It's not as scary, to sew on a little something here or a little something there. All right, so that's February. Now, I'm working on I'm doing the Steampunk Journal.
and it does. It makes the work go more portable.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. And I'm making a steampunk journal. And I printed out some steampunky stuff that I had on faux parchment paper.
I'll lay down.
I actually was able to sew. It's amazing. I was actually able to sew through like 2 layers of Cheez-It boxes with my cheap little sewing machine.
Cool.
I mean, I'm going to cover all of this, but this is going to be my steampunk journal. I think Mary's doing this too.
Enough. Go sit.
And this is going to go.
I drew this the other day. I painted it on
Love it.
Kathy's world.
Yeah.
She had me as a guest on her channel.
Uh-huh.
So I did the first layer.
He's so cute. Very whimsical.
Sit down, relax.
See, this is going to get painted black and it'll be distressed, but Has anybody done Wanderlust?
Years ago.
Yeah. I signed up for it this year. I'm already behind, but it's good stuff, though. I mean, it's a
I
year
love
long.
doing the classes, but I just can't afford them.
Yeah. Well, I bought it on sale. It was 50% off, so it was not too bad. But yeah, it's not. And that's all the classes for the whole year.
Yep.
And there's like 28 instructors. And right now they're just doing gesso. Everything there would ever need to know about gesso, and then some. So we've got clear gesso, heavy gesso, white gesso, black gesso, gesso.
Hi, Hottie Popo, Susan.
Hi. Good morning.
We're having a random day. We're doing everything today.
Yeah, yep.
Hi, Kathy.
Oh, hi, Kathy. Yeah. Have you recovered from the wild party from last night with Shannon? That was fun.
I was only there for a little bit.
I didn't make it to the end. I fell asleep.
Me too.
I think it looks like the last goodbye was at 11:15.
Okay. Driving me
I
crazy.
follow a woman called I can't think of her name. Ava, Bohemian Crafter. She makes some of the neatest faux old journals, and so I'm going to kind of using her style. And I think I did it wrong. I didn't do it terribly wrong, but I will fix it right now before I go any further. Let's see. Let's do this. All righty, guys. Ooh, all right. Who's painting boats? I didn't read it. Hello, I've been enjoying my day, but I'm working to catch up.
Lay down, go see.
I'm amazed at that encyclopedia paper. Holds up so well because it's kind of thin, isn't it? I mean, it's like
It doesn't even go through.
Yeah.
It's really nice paper.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Oh,
Well,
no.
it must be thicker than a dictionary paper, I would think.
Grumper butt. Sorry about that.
It's fine.
She's having a moment. She has a hot spot and she keeps licking at it and she's driving me up a wall with the licking.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was until somebody, I guess you said something, and then somebody else who had a dog talked about that. I'd never heard of a hot spot.
Yeah. She doesn't leave it alone, and it's pretty sore, and we've gone through all the medicines, and
Aw.
I have a
Is that,
spray here. And
is that a common thing or?
for her, it seems to be.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't let it alone. It doesn't heal proper.
I think maybe Bernadette had a hot spot. I think Becky's dog had. I'm not sure. Somebody else had. They were talking about it.
Hi, Melissa. Kathy, that's funny. Her dog dropped his cone that he had on his head. It's amazing how they can get out of things. And said he's not wearing this anymore. Dropped it at her feet.
Oh.
Oh gosh. Okay, Janet, have a nice walk. Give Freddie some pats for us.
Yes. Give some Freddie some loving. Yeah, that's better.
Lay down.
That makes sense.
Here we go.
Whoop. Now, when they start talking like that, are they talking to you or the other dog or just talking?
She's talking to me. So she's yelling at me. You want to go out? Out?
Or sounds like that. See, I screwed that up, but that's okay. I'm not that good at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Susan, yes, I've tried coconut oil, but she likes coconut oil so much she licks it even more.
oh, yeah. Is it like a bacterial thing that they get? Or?
Yes and no. I don't know what she just has had it. She's had it forever.
Uh-huh.
And it keeps coming back, and they put her on steroids, all that stuff, and then a little while later it comes back again. I don't know if it's from her paws getting wet or what it is,
Okay.
or just an itchy allergy that can cause it.
Is it always in the same spot or?
No,
Oh, really?
different paws, but this one she's had for a while, so.
Poor thing. But the other dog doesn't have it.
No. If it smells like Cheetos. It's too much yeast in her diet. And she eats grain-free. And she gets, well, other than her cookies, the generic cookies, but most of the time she has grain-free and real meat. So,
Yeah, she's got a good diet. You can't.
she's spoiled.
Well, yeah. Well,
She's spoiled. They both are spoiled. All my puppies get spoiled.
that's okay. My cat gets real tuna fish. Chunk light tuna. I buy it by the case from Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the only reason they have that is because well, I only have one cat now. The other passed away. She's got a little bit of arthritis. And the arthritis medicine is a powder. And the only way I can get that into her is if I mix it with something. And so I looked at buying, the regular cat food, canned cat food, and the tuna actually ended up being a little bit cheaper. So she gets not very much, a quarter of a can, just enough to sprinkle the arthritis.
Medicine on it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Corsigan. Well, I took her to the vet because she was limping, and of course, the vet it kept on examining the wrong paw, so I was really not thrilled with that. And I kept on saying, no, it's the right paw, and finally the tech said to the vet, kind of whispered to her, it's the right paw. Oh, okay. I'm thinking, oh boy, how well is this going to turn out, And they really couldn't find anything. I thought maybe she had gotten maybe a little sliver of something, in her paw. No, she doesn't go out. They're inside cats. So after $800 later, with x-rays and putting her under to really, determine that she had arthritis. So the vet's solution was, and I love this always, my house has no carpeting. It's all tile and wood, right?
Oh.
So his solution was that I should carpet the house.
I have carpet.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Or prevent her from jumping up and down on stuff.
Yeah,
sure. Cat, yeah, that's going to work too. So, tuna fish and arthritis medicine, and that's helped. But when she's been laying around for a while, when she gets up, it's always a huge stretch. You can see that, her hind, she's got arthritis. So do I. So it's all.
Keep it in the family.
Keep it in the family. We all have arthritis. Yeah. All righty. This is looking good. It's getting there. Yep. Well, do huskies have I know some dogs have, hip problems later on in life. I know some breeds have, a lot of hip problems. Is that something that huskies typically have, or?
I don't know. I never looked that up.
Okay.
I know our last big dog, most big dogs usually end up with some kind of
hip
issues. Our last poor puppy, we had to basically carry him up and down the steps to go outside to go to the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
Oh. I think Rosemary had to do that with one of her dogs.
Dixie has 2 doodles that are 3 years old, and she says, "Anne, redecorate for your cats."
I know. I don't think so. I've always had carpeting, and when I moved to this house and it had no carpeting, and just carpeting, and I mean no carpeting, and tile and wood floors, and it's Florida, so it works. I don't know whether I'd want to have this type of flooring in a cold climate, but I'm really kind of loving it. It's really it's low maintenance.
Easier to keep clean.
Oh my gosh, is it? Oh my, yeah, it is. It's just very low maintenance for sure. And,
Kathy says she has 2 beagles that are 15 and 16 years old.
aw, so they're getting up there. Yeah, we had a beagle named Danny Boy. And that's how my sister and her husband kind of.
No.
Because John's family had a basset hound named Ollie, and they would go. John would go, I'm going out to walk Ollie. And then my sister Julie would go, oh, I'm going out to walk Danny. And then they would meet, secretly meet, as they were walking the dogs. I got another one of these.
Oh, Linda, her pup is 10 years old and has to get laser therapy when her back pain flares up. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I hope it works.
Kathy, that's what I say too. After this, no more pets.
Yeah. I know, I agree with
It's
you,
too
Kathy.
much. Like
I lost my cat, lost Tiger Thanksgiving weekend, and he was 14 years old, which is not that old for an indoor cat. And Lily, the younger one, the 8-year-old that is here now, is still mourning him. I mean, there's this pet grief. I didn't really take much mind to it, but she's a mess. She walks around looking for him all the time, and she will meow and looks at the places where he used to, sleep. And she's a mess. And I didn't expect that, And I figured by now she'd be over it. And
hi, Lizzie.
Hey, Lizzie. Great to see you. Wow. How's everything up your way in Florida? I don't know.
Luna, enough.
Yeah, it is hard. Yeah, Judy. I guess I was surprised. I really was surprised because they didn't get along. They kind of they were not, they were not friendly towards one another. They kind of tolerated one another. And, I guess that's why I was very surprised by her reaction to Tiger dying. Here, everything is beautiful in its own way. Very well put. Very well put, in its own way. In Florida, the special way in Florida, right? I don't know whether I want to do that. I really like this, so I'm going to do this, and I can go print out another one to do the other side, because it's kind of. I managed to figure out how to do a double-side print on my. Janet Munson. I don't know what that is. Someone just dinged me. I don't know what it is, though. I'm not gonna worry about it.
There's lots and lots of layers.
Okay. Oh, I'll do it this way. I like her. I like her. Now the cover of this is supposed to be. It's going to be that duct D-U-C-T tape with. I'm going to put gears and stuff underneath it to give it some, and then emboss. It's kind of embossing. I'm going to emboss it, and then kind of give it a wash of Payne's Gray. And I've done this before, but. See how well I measure.
Allison, I'm using Holbein and M. Graham.
Oh, the good stuff.
I really like the Holbein.
Okay. All right.
M. Graham is okay. I find it has a funny smell to it, but I like the Holbein. Yes, it's all watercolor.
Do you prefer those pans, or is that tube that you've put into empty pans?
Tubes that I put into pans.
Okay.
I prefer tube paint. I feel I don't know. Hold on.
That sounded serious. That was some serious growling. Yeah, the owl is awesome, and that I think that amazes me. That's an encyclopedia. I mean, the paper, the encyclopedia paper is really sturdy, and it takes all that water and it doesn't seep through. That's just amazing.
Yeah, it's all watercolor. And this is the back side of my page. Nothing, not even the marker for drawing it on came through.
What brand encyclopedia is that? Do you know?
Britannica.
Okay, Britannica. It's interesting. So if I could, what's the chance? Well, maybe go to the. I know that people, give those things, almost give them away because no one wants encyclopedias anymore. Did you get that at a thrift store or?
No, it was here in the house.
Oh.
I didn't have any watercolor paper.
Oh, there you go.
So I was looking around and said, hey, this book looks good.
Now you have a watercolor book. Well, not even paper, right? You just.
Do I dry between layers? Sometimes. Sometimes I dry between layers. But being that I'm working, if I want it to blend, I'll leave them damp, wet. But this dries so fast in this book that I don't have to do anything, and I can just keep working. But then I'm also not using a ton of water.
Yeah.
I'm using water, but I'm not overdoing it. Even if I do use a little extra water to move things around,
Yeah.
it dries really, really fast. I do love the crinkly sound the paper gets.
Yeah, I do too. Well, I've been following a guy by the name of Chris Petrie, I think, and he has what he calls watercolor for the extreme beginner. So I have been learning some watercolor painting from him
Oh, that's
in
cool.
his extreme beginner videos. And they're good. I mean, they're beginner, but it's nice because the subject matter is simple, not too complicated, and he's teaching the one technique where you do the wash,
Yep.
and then the other technique, and he says it all the time, and I can't remember it, but he has a word for it where you kind of put the paint directly on the some French term for that. Yeah. And he usually has two lessons, two in his video. You do one wash and then one the other technique. I wish I could think of the name of the technique. He says it all the time. But
Lizzie, no, I don't treat the paper before. I just paint right on the paper. Sorry.
I wonder what that would look like. That would be interesting, though, if you did slap down a coat of gesso on it, just to see how different that would be. The gesso would just give it some.
It would make it different for using your watercolor on top of a gesso.
Yeah.
It would probably it would be harder to smooth and blend because gesso gives such a rough surface.
Yep, that's true. Yep.
I have done it in this book. I've painted over stuff when I've put, let me just find a page that I've created with background in here somewhere. One of these has
without the gesso, it's got to be a real smooth surface.
Yeah, it is smooth. I'm looking for the page that I could show. It's a heavier page. You think I could find it? This is one that I've done. I put a napkin on.
Okay. All right.
So gave it a rough, and it was very different doing. You can see it didn't blend as well. It more or less went on like a paint.
Yeah. Now, did you just use the white part of the napkin on the page?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's another. Okay. I'm just amazed. And that's not, you haven't glued two pages together. It's just straight up one.
No, this is just straight up using right on the page. This is the picture already on this page.
It's crazy.
And I just painted around it.
That's crazy. And it's got a great crinkle.
Yeah, it does.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my gosh. How much fun. And when you go in something like that, you've got nothing to lose, right? You just
go.
It's not like it's, what is that, Fabio? That's fabulously expensive watercolor paper.
I'm looking for the page with the books that I had. That one was a really nice one, but again, it soaks in more than it does float when you put something else on your page.
Uh-huh.
Like this one.
Oh, I
this
remember
has the clear gesso on top. It's very, very rough. But this is all watercolor. The watercolor ends up looking more like paint on it than it does watercolor.
When you add the clear gesso over it.
On my napkins, yeah.
Okay, so you put the napkin down and you use the clear gesso to glue the napkin down.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. Instead of Mod Podge or whatever.
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It stayed pretty well, but it's very, very rough, very rough.
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering why I was getting all these messages. Okay. Nettie hit me by mistake. She meant to send a message to somebody else. Yeah, I have a diction. I bought a Webster's dictionary, and I was gonna try watercolor painting in it, but those pages are I don't.
They
It's not.
might work if it's a good dictionary because they've got to withstand constant use, right?
Yeah, yeah. But
So this is dry
that.
already, so we're all ready to go, and
Oh wow.
it's coming off on my fingers.
It's interesting. All those pages in that encyclopedia, they have pictures on them.
I've been picking most of the pages without pictures. The
Okay.
ones that do have pictures, I'll do a collage background
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
unless I can incorporate it into my picture.
Right.
Like with this person, I will probably put maybe even something in the middle and then paint around it.
Uh huh. Well, really, because all of him, you have the face that's bright, but the rest of it's kind of dark. So you could just
Yeah.
kind of.
So I could take and just use acrylic, right?
Uh
Even
huh.
I could even just acrylic it and then continue on with whether I use color pencils or watercolor, which I will probably use a little bit of color pencils on this one too, because it gives a little bit finer detail. Like you could get the fine detail. I got small brushes, but
Right. Uh huh.
I've already used some of the gold on here, and I'll accent again. I'll go back with a marker for some of the fine details around,
Uh
and
huh.
bring the black outline back up.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah. But and you have used acrylic on those pages. That's what you said too.
This one, no, this one's all watercolor, but I have used acrylic. I did the gold is the acrylic ink.
That speedball gold.
Yep.
That's beautiful gold. That is gorgeous gold. That is really.
And then I've collaged onto some of them. This was off of a Chinese food bag,
Uh huh.
and some of the stuff that came with it, I just glued it down and then watercolored around it.
It's amazing.
Who is the man? He looks familiar. I don't know. This is all Amos Oz. Have no idea who he is. This is just everything that was in events of 1998.
Oh, okay. So it was like they're
Britannica
current.
book of the year.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure this is a leather cover.
So you have the whole dictionary there?
This
I mean, the
just
whole encyclopedia at the house?
no, just this one book.
Just that one book, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
If I did, I'd be happy.
Yeah, you would be never have to worry about buying anything. You would be painting for the rest of your life.
Lizzie, yes, I am. I am the magical touch.
Yes, she is the
Okay.
magical touch.
Well, I do something of everything. I saw something else I want to make. I'm going to make some bookmarks with beads for when I'm working on this, so I can just set the lace in here with the beads on them.
Oh,
So
wow.
I can find my page again without having to use pieces of string or
Oh, okay. That's good.
that way anything that's a work in progress I can just pick and
Right.
it'll
Yeah.
look nice because it'll have little beads sticking out the end. So
Yeah.
I might pull that up from my next stream. I might make some beaded bookmarks
Well, that's a good idea.
for my book.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that.
But I like going through and seeing different things on Pinterest that'll catch my eye, or some of the memes that come on Facebook, and it's like, oh, I want that in my book, so I'll just draw it in and then it.
I do. I mean, I'll see like I'll do in a magazine. I'll see a painting or maybe a picture of something that I just catches my eye and I just want to copy it. Yeah.
Yep, it's for my own stuff. So, or I'll give it away. I've done that. I've painted things and people would say, oh, I gotta have it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lizzie, I am me. Nobody's copying my encyclopedia.
I'd like to try the dictionary just to see how I don't think that dictionary paper is going to hold up. And maybe since that I'm just guessing now, since that's kind of like their year-end publication where it's like what happened in 1999, that maybe the paper's a little bit better quality than say volume G or something.
I think the Britannica, the quality of the paper would be the same throughout the whole.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I think most encyclopedias, for the price that they are,
Oh yeah.
if they still make them, like you'd probably have to go to a thrift shop or something
I don't think they, I mean, you
and
can,
search their book.
yeah, you can subscribe to him, Britannica online. I mean, so they have an online encyclopedia. But they really, when you think about it, as soon as the internet came along and search engines came along, it was a tough market to keep alive. I mean, I've gone to the Britannica website and for doing some research, and they'll give you just enough information to get you started. And then if you want to, they'll give you half the article. And if you want the rest of the article, then you have to pay for it. And
Yeah, I have to get my stuff together too and get things labeled and for my upcoming sale.
oh yeah, that's going to be quite the undertaking. You have some help though, right? You have people that are helping you, correct?
No, just me.
Oh, I thought someone was going to help.
Oh no. Oh, Kathy's going to help online when it comes to online, but
Yeah, that's what I meant. Not labeling it. That's all on you. Yeah.
yeah. I'm thinking about doing this page, stitching it. I really like this one. This was one of my favorites, so I think I might stitch this one. Oh, Kathy, I hope so. Oh, thanks, Kathy. I hope it's a blowout sale because, we've got bills to pay too.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have such beautiful things. And, I like the fact that many of the pieces are smaller pieces that, could be incorporated into somebody else's work.
Yep, and that's what I'm hoping.
Mm-hmm.
That people will be able to use my stuff in their journals and, as tucks, or heck, even frame it and keep it if you want to. Like, But
Yep.
I don't want to throw this stuff away. So,
No, you can't. No, no, it's too.
you know,
No.
there's a lot of time, money.
Yeah, no, that's the stuff that you showed the other day. There's no way you could throw any of that. I mean, yeah, it's just, yeah, no, that's not, no, you couldn't. Hi, Tina. Nice to see you. Yeah, you can't throw any of that away. At least the stuff that I saw the other day, there's no way you could throw any of that away. Jeez.
Well, Anne, I hate to do this to you, but I am going to have to go because
That's
I
okay.
do
I'm
some
probably gonna
they
go
need to go
also.
out, and it's been almost 2 hours. So
Oh, that's no. That's see how fast the time goes when it's
it does. It goes faster when you have somebody with you.
yes, 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 yes. Well, I will say goodbye too because I'm sure everybody else has other things they would like to do. Uh, and I'm just so thrilled that we were able to get together this morning. Now, next week, February 13th, we plan to, Deb Farrell, myself, and I think Carol, if she's available,
Yeah,
are
on
going
the
to be
13th.
streaming on YouTube. No, not YouTube, StreamYard on
Yeah, it's
Deb's.
YouTube. It's YouTube.
Oh, that's true. Right, right. Yes, it is YouTube. Um, at is Deb still here? I knew what time.
Thank you, Lizzie. Bye, everybody. I'm gonna have to get going and listen to what she's saying because she's announcing an upcoming stream. So, everybody, you have a great afternoon and have a magical day.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
and bye
much.
bye.
Bye bye. Yeah, it's next Sunday, 5 o'clock Eastern. Deb Farrell. And there'll be more information on coming along the way. But again, thank you so much for being here this morning. I know it was early, and I so appreciate all of you. And have a wonderful rest of the day and week. So I'll see you out there, I'm sure, out and about. Thank you so much. Goodbye.